What up, foundlings? I'm glad you found us. What a week in Star Wars news. A YA novel almost spoiled Rise of Skywalker. We also have some really cool photos from Rise of Skywalker and some new concept art from The Mandalorian, including the cutest Baby Yoda.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Welcome aboard the ship for another great week of Star Wars news.
Yes.
A lot going on. Before we dive right in, I'm Steph Sabra, aka Chewbacca's long lost daughter. Really excited to introduce my co-pilot, who gave me the best compliment ever today. Rilo Ren, aka Ryan Nilsson, in the building, and also the head of Popcorn Talk, the network we're on right now.
Thank you so much, Steph Sabra, and I say what I mean. You deserve it. I'm so psyched to be talking Star Wars news this week. We had a crazy week of stuff coming around. I am Rilo Ren. I'm just going to start. I have to bring this up because we didn't bring it up last week.
Please, because we screwed up.
Shout out to Aunt Lel, my aunt.
Aunt Lel, I love you.
This, go to the wide, Jeff, an R2-D2 popcorn maker.
I mean,
which this is the first time I've examined it, and check this out. It's got a little cord, which we haven't plugged it in before, but we're gonna try it right now. It turns on. There's a fan.
Wow.
It's getting really hot, so that's might be a fire hazard. But this is an R2-D2.
All parts are running smoothly.
Beep, boodaloo, beep. So shout out to our third co-pilot. R2, thank you so much, and thank you, Aunt Lel, for the present.
Freaking awesome! There he is.
There he is.
I would say she's our fourth co-pilot. Our third is in the booth right now, Jeff Graham. He doesn't know much, if anything, about Star Wars, but he does know a lot about film, so we keep him.
They keep me around. I'm the cinephile who doesn't always know a ton about Star Wars. I'm repeating what Steph said. She does her job better than I do. Throwing it back to you, Sabra.
Thank you. And let me give you at home a rundown of what we're talking about. Like I said, there's a YA novel, Force Collector, which has been highly anticipated. It comes out soon, and it almost spoiled the Rise of Skywalker, but of course, Star Wars staff gets on top of everything. They have eyes and ears on the ground, but it's really interesting development and things that kind of came out of that. We'll break into that a little bit, and then a lot of artwork to talk about.
Tons of artwork.
That will lead to our first special segment. We're going to hit it off with a special segment, and then we will also talk about just like Rise of Skywalker. We got a new TV spot. A great new line added.
A ton of great new lines of dialogue. There's so much to talk about this week on all areas, from books, TV shows, movies, here on Star Wars News.
Yes, and then we will have our other special segments.
Yes, we got There's a Theory, where we talk about the big theory circulating around a galaxy far, far away, as well as some words of wisdom. But we do, let it be, yes. But we do have a fun segment we're going to be implementing our first few topics, because Entertainment Weekly, Steph, came out with some new covers for The Rise of Skywalker, and we're going to be judging whether or not these photos are a thirst trap. It's a thirst trap.
It's a thirst trap,
It's a thirst trap.
We're not sure if it's a thirst trap yet, but regardless, it quenched my thirst because they were some great photos. Jeff, if we can start pulling those up. These were so fun. I love when they come out with these every single year. Last year, Vanity Fair, I believe, did a really good, or 2 years ago, did a really good spread on the movie. So I was really excited to see this one and to see the throwback of the past movies we've had.
Right. Yeah, they did 3 covers, and it was all 3 of the trilogies in a way that were side by side each other, and all in a unique style, which I thought was really fascinating. Like, what a unique choice. I know it's the end of the Skywalker saga, but is there a chance that maybe we have appearances from all those characters in this final film? Who knows?
That's the thirsty part where we're trying to find out if it is indeed a trap.
If it is a trap. So what do we got right here?
We have some troopers.
Some snow troopers. Intermixed with regular troopers.
Yeah.
Which I'm buying. I don't know if that's a trap. I think that looks awesome. I think that reminds me of Hoth, and it also reminds me a little bit of The Force Awakens.
Yep.
Where the Starkiller base was, that kind of snowy planet.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of that. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree completely. I don't know if it is a trap. I think we will be getting this.
We will be getting this. This looks great.
Let's go to the next pick.
Let's keep filing through them here.
Ah! This is happening as well.
It's happening.
This is happening. Wow. Yeah, this reminds me of Force Awakens, actually. Or
This reminds me of
Force Awakens when this is the same place, I'm pretty sure, when she faces off with
the jungle, you mean, like the ambiance.
Yeah.
Describe it for our listeners, for those who don't know who she is.
Yes, podcast listeners, the picture is of Rey, our Jedi Rey, and she's doing some kind of training with one of those blaster units that trains Jedi. I think we even saw one in the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope. So it's reminiscent of A New Hope training, and she's in this jungle-like planet. It might be Endor. It might be some planets that we went to in Force Awakens. It looks really unique, and it kind of harkens back to JJ's last film. What do you think, Steph?
I agree with what you just said. I think that I do love the training scene. So if we get more of that, I didn't think that we would get more of her training because we covered a lot of that in the last film.
Right.
But I'm curious. There's a lot of talk on how much JJ might go over what was done with Rian Johnson's perspective of the film, if he changes anything, and specifically to Rey's storyline, which I'll get into after we go through these photos. There's a really interesting article, an interview with her where she kind of spoke on some things, specifically her parents, and there's some theories circulating of whether or not JJ will go back and kind of change some of the things that were done in the last film.
Right. Well, we definitely know she's going to be training in this one. Let's keep going, Jeff. Next one. So we're zooming in. This is sorry, can you zoom in a little bit on that, Jeff? Oh my gosh, yes. This is, oh my God, what's the actress's name from The Americans? She's the lead. Jeff, do you remember the actress from The Americans?
Kerry Russell.
Kerry Russell's character in
See, I know things,
Rise of
just
Skywalker.
not relevant ones.
Well, that was relevant to this. And we do think we're going to be visiting her character's planet, which looks pretty neat. That might be what's blurred out in the background there. And she's holding some type of coin, some type of metal thing. Maybe it's like a bullet or some form of weaponry, but man, she is such an awesome mask. I'm digging that. I cannot wait to learn about the character.
Yeah, though it seems a little bit intrusive. I mean, she might. If I was wearing that mask, it might hit it against a bunch of things in the back. Like if you can't drive a spaceship the same way other people,
right.
You got to have some headroom.
It's hard to see through that, probably.
It's pretty cool though.
But it's a little more space than like the Mandalorian Spartan mask.
Yeah, but at least he can rest his head.
At least he can rest his head. Yeah, I mean, her character, we don't know much about it so far. So
yeah.
I'm really interested to see. I think we're going to go to her home planet or where her character's from. But if JJ loves working with her, too. I mean, she was in Mission Impossible 3, and her character's name's Zori Bliss.
That's such a cool name. I bet you there's going to be such an uprise of little girls being named Zori.
Zori Bliss. So, yeah, maybe she has a unique backstory. I cannot wait. Okay, we got the Falcon. The Falcon, Steph.
So Ryan and I are constantly texting Star Wars stuff because what else would we be possibly doing with our lives except for working 15 hours a day? But in the meantime, this is work. This is work for us. This is work. He sends this. He's like, oh my God, all caps. And I just freaked out. It's such a classic Star Wars shot with,
Poe in the pilot seat. Poe's in the pilot seat.
I love Poe so much. I think he's such a great character. And I feel like he's one that could have a side series after we finish.
I'm curious what he's looking at right now because he looks like he looks like how I looked like watching the teaser we'll talk about later or just watching the movie. That's going to be my facial expression in the theater, just shocked and full of wonder. But yeah, I can't imagine.
Was this staged?
Was it staged? He's in the pilot seat. Like usually we've seen Rey and Han Solo and we've seen Lando in one of the trailers in the pilot seat, but now Poe is in there. So person.
I actually don't think it's staged. And here's why. Because if this were a director saying look surprised, I think John Boyega would have a more surprised look. But because they all have different sort of subtle realizations of what looks like a moment happening in a scene, I feel like they're acting, and I feel like this is a grab from set.
Maybe because it is classic Finn, too, in the back, just being like, what are we doing?
It's a thirst trap. It's a thirst trap. That image right here. I don't think they're looking at anything that exciting.
Me too.
Poe's probably like, oh my goodness. The First Order. Like, it's like, dude, you've been fighting him for 2 movies now.
Yeah.
That's him opening his royalties check is what that is.
Ah.
Very smart, young Skywalker.
Very smart.
Thank you, next.
Thank you, next.
Oh, here we are.
Okay, we got Rilo.
A lot of theory.
Kylo.
Rilo.
We got Kylo
A
Ren.
lot of theories circulating about him as well and whether he will stay to the dark or turn to the light.
His scar is healing up pretty nice.
It's a dope scar, I'm not going to lie.
It is a dope scar, and it looks like he's in some type of First Order hangar.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's about to get on a ship, or maybe he's awaiting someone's arrival.
Or maybe he's looking at Rey and being like, please just join me.
In which case, that might be a little thirst trappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I what's interesting in the beginning of Return of the Jedi, the third film in that trilogy, it opens with Vader waiting for the Emperor's arrival. So what if Kylo is waiting for the Emperor's arrival? Who knows?
That's a great call, Rye.
Next photo.
All right, next. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got. This is Grant, right?
Yeah,
this is Hugh
General
Grant.
Pride, Richard Grant.
Sorry, Hugh Grant. Oh my God, it's Richard Grant. It looks like a classic Imperial officer right here.
First Order Allegiant General Pride.
Fits right in.
It's perfect.
Menacing. Maybe a more serious Imperial officer as opposed to like what we've been kind of getting.
Which is kind of, I feel like the Imperial officers have become the comedic relief, which
Like
is
General
an interesting
Hux.
take.
Right.
Yeah.
General Hux has been he was a little jokey last movie, so maybe they heard the people's complaints and let's get Richard Grant here.
Yeah. It was funny, but that I think it's funny, but it's not worth the laugh because it takes away from the story.
Look, his name's Dick. He fits right in.
Yeah.
So
Listen.
we got Dick Grant as an Imperial officer. I think he's going to do the job right.
Okay, I'm really excited because I think I know what the next photo is.
What's the next photo? Those are all the covers. So those are all three trilogies. Of course, the prequel one to the left, original trilogy in the middle, and the current one, the sequel trilogy to the right. Really, really cool. And I've been critical of Entertainment Weekly's covers in the past. I much prefer the Empire covers, the Vanity Fair covers.
Vanity Fair kills it.
They really do kill it. But this is pretty cool. I think this is fun. It's definitely owning the end of the saga.
I think it's necessary, and I love it. I love that they did this. I think it's such a good way to commemorate where we started and where we've come from, and now to see the new final chapter in this Skywalker story.
And no overlap of characters. You know, you don't get Obi-Wan in the original trilogy. You get him prequel there. You don't get Leia or Luke in the sequel trilogy. They're just in the middle there. So it's really owning each generation there, all three. It's pretty awesome.
Although the only one Palpatine could have.
Palpatine is in the prequel one, but yeah, that's interesting that he's not in either
And
of the
we're
others.
gonna get Lando, but yeah, I don't think it was necessary for this. I love what they did.
Yeah,
and
looks great.
What up, BB-8?
I think this is the kind of thing you might see like hanging in a museum display one day. Like it's a really cool.
my house.
I know.
That's my wall.
But like, what a cool artifact! You know, what a cool cultural artifact just to see it lined up like this. Really dope.
It's really special. It's all three generations coming to a close. So we can go to the next one, I think. But we're now getting. Actually, you don't need to put that up yet, Jeff.
Wait, wasn't there one more photo of
we
our
had one more.
newcomer, Jana? Jana?
Jana.
And that's Naomi Aki. I don't know. I'm just really excited.
We might not have it.
She's in a picture with Finn, and I'm just digging it.
This
I'm
is
digging
another
her.
one. This isn't the one you're referring to, but this is another one where it looks like they're in preparation, like pre-battle.
It seems like this is where the Ewoks are, right?
Yeah, this is right before the final battle, I think. And look, you got Rose there to the bottom right. It's just nice. It looks like the rebellion. This could be right after Last Jedi, and that they just like landed and they're regrouping.
And if y'all don't leave Rose alone for this movie, I'm gonna have issues.
Go off. Yeah, please. I mean, come on, Kelly Matran's the best. But yeah, awesome photos overall with Entertainment Weekly.
So excited.
So excited. And again, usually I'm not really into their stuff.
I'm not really into commenting about photos, but I think, and we'll get into it with the YA novel discussion, Star Wars is so smart and decisive about what they bring out, especially nowadays. So I think everything has a purpose, and I think these photos are showing us something, and I think that most of them are not thirst traps.
Yeah, I only really had two that I thought were thirst traps, with Kylo in the hangar, maybe waiting for someone.
Falcon.
And then the Falcon.
Yeah.
We got a ton of people in the chat, by the way. Again, we're live, Popcorn Talk, 4 p.m. every Thursday. So please join us live. Share your thoughts on all the news. Shout out
On
to...
YouTube.
On YouTube. Shout out to Star Drew. Shout out to Manny Gonzalez.
Love Star Drew.
Shout out to Ivan Soto in the chat here every day. And we just love all your support. Christian Kyle is in there as well, saying, I want Jar Jar in Rise. Laugh, cry emoji.
I'm done.
Depends how they do it.
I wouldn't be mad at it either.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. Just the Basics commenting, whoa, yeah, Poe piloting the Millennium Falcon. It is kind of surprising. I never thought he would. He seemed to stick to X-Wings.
Because even Rey, coming into that pilot position as well, it's a big deal. It's really symbolic in the Star Wars stories who gets to steer the ship.
Yeah. Just like this show. We're co-piloting.
We are co-piloting.
But yeah, thanks y'all for all the comments.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Should we move?
Yes, let's move on.
Let's talk about the TV spot. The till the end TV spot is what we like to call it. Yes, till the end TV spot. It was only around 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But we got some great footage. A lot of new stuff.
Including one, Jeff put it up quickly, but you see Rey face to face with Darth Vader's mask. And that was a scene we have not seen yet in any of the trailers. So, wowzers. Right. What's your thoughts?
So cool. And yeah, just the charred mask. You know, Kylo Ren is a Sith relic hunter, if you will. And he had the mask in Force Awakens that Jay also did.
He prayed to it.
He did pray to it. He was talking to it like, grandfather, give me the guidance. But yeah, it looks like he still has it. He still maybe looks for it for guidance. And Rey is now going to be in contact with it. I wonder if she has a Force vision near that thing. Because of that relic. That happened to her last time when she touched the lightsaber that did belong to Anakin and also Luke. So I'd be really curious to see what happens in that scene. It looks so awesome, though. Like, wow. It's almost like she's being drawn to it. It's really neat.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great point, and I think that's the big discussion, and we can kind of jump into this on Rey, specifically with a lot of people arguing the Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams, and what J.J. Abrams will change or not change, because there is a scene in Force Awakens where she is called to the lightsaber for some reason more than just the Force.
Right.
And then kind of in Rian Johnson's take on it, we kind of differ from that idea a little bit. So people are curious, what will be the take if you go back? It wasn't more than the Force. Would it be the same thing with Darth Vader's helmet?
I'm curious to see helmet. Yeah, I'm curious to see that as well. I mean, at the end of Last Jedi, they break the saber in half because they're both force pulling it, and so yeah, maybe she fixed it. Maybe not. Time will tell. We'll see. But we'll get these other imagery from this TV spot. Oh my gosh. This is something we've never seen.
So cool.
Jumping out of a ship's hangar onto the Falcon. Like, that is awesome.
So cool. And is that...
It looks like it's Finn.
On the side? Yeah.
She's doing like a long jump out of the hangar.
I've always loved that friendship.
Is that into deep space, though? Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. I feel like yeah, that's an awesome shot.
It's such a cool shot, and just jumping. Oh, it's so dope.
Let's keep going. In this trailer specifically, we at the end we get the line "till the end," which we haven't heard before.
Right.
And there's some speculation if that line is kind of holds a theme, so to speak, for the movie. Just like in Avengers, we had whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So it's just till the end, baby. Till the end.
Till the end. I mean, what was really funny? I mean,
this is awesome.
Oh, this is so dope.
I want one.
The teaser started with the C-3PO monologue again, being like, taking one last look.
That's
at
a
my
thirst
friends.
trap, I'm calling it.
You think that's a thirst trap? Yeah, C-3PO is always
I think it's like really
trapping.
emotional. I fall for it every time, and then I readjust and say, not today, JJ. You're not going to get me.
And you got a speeder here. This looks like a speeder, but also looks like some kind of sand crawler, which is fascinating because in other movies we've seen people on speeders that just hover over the ground. This one looks like it kind of hugs the ground. It almost looks like the tumbler from the Dark Knight movies, which is really cool.
Good call,
right? Yeah, that
totally
dope.
does, and that's another one that I was like, I want that.
Right, I want that too. I think it's another unique vehicle. And of course, in Return of the Jedi, they introduced those awesome speeders on Endor, so this might be like a similar homage to that. What else we got, Jeff? Oh, this is such a cool shot. This is such a cool shot, Steph. That looks like a Jedi Temple.
Yes.
With just are those bodies in the background? I can't tell.
And
but,
obviously it's Kylo
and Rey. Kylo and Rey looking at each other, almost maybe mid-fight, and it looks like there's lights in the distance, so it might be mid-battle.
I'm really interested to see what they do in terms of their relationship, because it is one that brings up great discussion, and they obviously are really similar in age. And I think we started when Force Awakens, we were like, oh, are her and Finn a thing, or her and Rilo, all these different things. So I am interested in the interview with Entertainment. She said that she loves the theories between them and kind of the idea of the toxic relationship, because in a lot of ways it is toxic, and that in a lot of senses we haven't figured out where they're gonna go, and she is excited to see where they will go and explore more of where her parents are from.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get those questions maybe answered.
Yeah.
What's this?
Did we cover all the photos?
No, we got this one right here. This is of Kylo Ren's mask, and look, it's got these red charred.
Kylo is Rilo.
It looks veiny, in a way.
Yeah, what is that?
That's like a veiny mask, almost like he got electrocuted by maybe an emperor, or it just looks like he's just sipping out.
It looks like he did a wine and paint class. Got a little wasted. Did some artwork.
Can I ask a candid question?
Yes.
I want the opinions from the experts. Does this screen grab look really high production to you guys?
No.
It looks a little bit like paintball to me.
That looks like paint to me. And
the red.
Yeah, what is that?
I think it kind of looks cool.
You like it?
Yeah, maybe it looks bad because I screenshot it from the trailer.
You guys in the chat, what do you think?
What do you think, y'all?
What do you think happened to the mask?
Is it veiny, or is it...
I hate that.
Sorry. Or is it just... it looks like it got electrocuted in some weird Sith way. Maybe... It's almost like the mask is back to... Oh, I know what it is. Because he shattered the mask.
I know that. So
he slammed it into the wall, so maybe that's to the glue.
Okay.
That might be the red glue of the Star Wars universe.
Okay. I guess I just think the dark side has never had a problem with the moolah, baby. So I feel like he could have gotten something replaced.
Is it veiny or glue?
Veiny, glue, or paint? Need to know now.
Need to know now.
Drop in the comments.
Just comment the word veiny, paint, or glue.
Or production intern 1 hour before shooting. Let us know.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
That's a
Should
TV
we move
spot.
on to our next story?
I think we should.
Okay. Really excited about this story right here. Oh, we have one more photo. The Skywalker from the Dolby IMAX poster. This is dope. I'm glad I didn't forget to cover this one. This one looks so cool.
Wow. You get these special posters for Dolby now. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
it's a new thing. If it's coming out in like Dolby IMAX.
You have to pay for shipping.
XD, whatever. And sometimes they give it to you there if you go to like one of those screenings.
That's cool.
This is awesome. And I'm really curious actually about this poster because it's a lone X-Wing versus a whole fleet of Imperial or First Order ships. Now, do you think that it's going to come down to something like that? Or do you think this is just kind of a symbolic way of like, look how small the rebellion is versus the First Order? Do you think that this is actually something that's going to be in the plot or not?
I think it's both. I think it's symbolism. The First Order has always been more massive in terms of weapons and size.
Yeah.
And
compensating.
Yeah. Yes. Heavily.
Big time.
But I also think this could be, it's a deception shot as well. There's always one that comes out first and the rest are behind. So I think we're just not seeing them behind. But when I saw this, I was getting some throwback imagery to Jaws.
Yeah.
Right?
Steph, you're so right. It's like the Imperial, oh my goodness. It's flipped though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, the rebel ships, the girls swimming in the water, and the Imperials are the sharks.
Yep.
Wow, I am digging that comparison. That's so cool. And it's almost like we are part of the rebellion, looking on at the First Order. Mm-hmm. Really cool poster.
Love it.
Love it.
Thank you, Dolby Cinema.
Thank you, Dolby.
Okay. We've been excited about this one because this is the YA novel Force Collector, Nearly Spoiled Rise of Skywalker. So it's a part of Disney and Lucasfilm's journey, but the author is Kevin Schnick, and he was as much in the dark as everything in Rise of Skywalker as we are.
Right.
And they do a really good job of not talking about it to other people unless you need to know, unless you're a part of the specific story. But it was funny because he wrote it, and then right before Christmas of last year, he got a call, and it was a Star Wars group that said, "We have a problem we didn't foresee happening. JJ just handed in his script, and it seems like you just inadvertently wrote a big section of Rise of Skywalker."
This is kind of mind-blowing,
right?
In a way, because first, it's a really unique insight into how Lucasfilm and the Star Wars universe in general, how that all works. In that not everyone is completely in the know because it's just too risky.
It's too many people. They have so many projects going on right now, and it makes sense.
Somebody would get spoiled if everyone knew.
It's the Lucasfilm story group, so specifically their job is to make sure they're looking at games, they're looking at books, animated series, whatever it may be, and making sure they're not spoiling anything in something that hasn't come out.
Right, and I think that must be difficult as a creator. And also freeing in a way where you're kind of locked in, like, okay, there's certain things I can't interfere with. And even if you're just free writing a story, unknowingly writing about episode 9, it says in this article that there's a big section in which the Force Collector's main character goes to a planet, and then apparently that planet is in the movie Rise of Skywalker, so they had to rewrite a whole third of it.
The entire section. He said it shifted the story a little bit, but luckily it did not change the arc of it at all. So this book is on sale November 19th. Oh, it's already on sale. And
just came out this week.
3 years prior to Star Wars The Force Awakens.
So fascinating. And that's another unique thing. Like, if it takes place before this trilogy, what is the significance of this planet in that they had to tell them
read the book.
Yeah, they had to tell them to straight up rewrite it. Well, we won't know from the book because he changed it.
I know, but we can use our deductive reasoning to say what happened here and what could have happened.
I wonder what planet it is. And maybe we've seen it in the trailers. It could be an Endor. It could be maybe back at Jakku, because it looks like they're on some kind of sand planet.
I think they're going to go back to Jakku.
I'm very curious.
Me too.
I don't know, but that would be so fascinating. Like, the fact that they had to get them to rewrite it. So yeah, maybe there's a significant planet for sure involved in Rise of Skywalker. And this just proves that.
Love it.
Love it.
Okay, let's go on to Mandalorian. And
Too deep.
Wow, the concept art that we've been getting is such a gift for us. And just side note, side plug. I can't even focus when Baby Yoda hits the screen. I can't even focus. And I'm so glad it's not just me. It's literally the entire internet. People who don't even watch The Mandalorian are intrigued and in love with this little thing.
This
little thing. Anyways, little plug. Ryan and I cover The Mandalorian after show on our sister network, AfterBuzz TV, Fridays at noon. And we will let you know if that time changes, because we do want to get our coverage out as early as possible, but right now that is how early we can get it out.
True.
But join us there. But the concept art has been amazing. We saw it in the credits of the first episode. We knew that was going to happen,
Incredible.
But now Jon Favreau has been releasing it post episodes.
Yes, and this just means I'm changing my laptop wallpaper every day.
Yeah.
Look how awesome this is, and also just how great the concept art is and how accurately they put it on screen. Mando and IG-11 there. That's obviously inspired the final shot of the first episode. Now that one's outside, but wow, they really crushed it with that. Let's keep flying with the first shot of the series. That is the exact shot.
That's
really
incredible.
did that. That is beautiful concept art. It's such a fully realized world. It's unique to be getting this stuff while the series is going on, because usually with all the movies that have come out, they release this stuff years later.
Oh man, yeah.
This is so special, and you can just tell there is a full vision with all this concept art, and they really didn't stray from it all too much. I'm loving the concept art. So we got all those this week, and then oh my gosh, look at that.
Wow.
That's so beautiful. That sunset. There's no twin suns, but it's the one. Obviously, yeah, there's so many great stuff here. Oh, the ranches.
There's a reason why Jon Favreau has completely won over the Star Wars fandom, which is not easy to win over.
Right.
And I was reading, obviously, there's a lot of shade constantly being thrown at Kathleen Kennedy and her future with Star Wars. But one thing is for sure is Jon Favreau is there to stay. He completely understands, I think, what we want as viewers and what the world building that they do needs.
Yeah, he even posted some more today, some more concept art that was truly beautiful, and it's just so interesting. Like, we don't get to see this stuff that often, and because it's usually like, a lot changed. It sounds like they had a very clear vision from beginning to end with a lot of this stuff.
I feel like they would have to.
And Baby Yoda, in that concept art, there was something going on this week with Baby Yoda, if he was missing a foot or not, which I just think it's he doesn't have a hole in his little onesie there. But yeah, it's a little odd. Like, he doesn't have a left foot.
He's not missing anything. He's actually
perfect.
the most perfect thing that's hit the planet. I've said this before. If I do have a baby and it is not this, I don't want.
Oh, you'll
want. I do not.
Want. You do not. Like,
this is what I want.
Put it up for adoption. You will.
Yes.
Got it. Looks matter with babies, y'all. But no, yeah, it's Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda.
Big deal. And he's such a big deal that we not only have, there's been a song made about Baby Yoda.
Oh my gosh.
He has also inspired our special segment that will follow this song.
Take a listen to this song. Steph has not heard this, by the way.
I have not. I'm so excited.
Here we go.
Hari Grip.
Hari.
Ooh, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. Floating in a pod. Baby Yoda.
Whoa.
It's incredible. He is the cutest thing on earth. This song is amazing, and it's probably my new ringtone. Thoughts, Steph. I need to hear all the thoughts. Look at this. She is speechless, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
That's enough.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Wow, I love the internet. I believe this was originally posted on Twitter, which is why Twitter is my favorite app. My God, this is incredible.
Are you guys Perry Grip fans? Or I'm a longtime Perry Grip fan.
Oh, yeah?
He's got chimpanzee riding on a Segway. Chimpanzee
Riding
See,
on a
this is why
Segway.
we need you.
Yeah,
Wow.
Perry Grip's the man. If you're into like the tone and vibe of like innocent, silly singing, Perry
Yeah.
Grip's got a nice discography. Check it out.
That's an incredible song to add to his discography. And wow, just the best theme song ever.
Really, and I want that as my ringtone. So if you set that up for you, make sure you do the
Got
same
it.
for me because
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Wow.
Baby Yoda, yeah.
I'm really excited to see the story of Baby Yoda, though, and how much he plays into The Mandalorian. That is
That's right.
something that we don't really know, and there's been a lot of controversy. And that, I think, leads us into our segment.
There's a theory.
There's a theory.
There's
and
a
Ryan
theory.
ran into the booth
Oh my God.
when we're producing to tell me that this theory just came to him all of a sudden.
Right. Well, so there's been a ton of speculation on Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian. By the way, spoilers if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, but you should see it by now.
I mean,
I know, but we gotta say it. It's on our thumbnail.
Okay.
So everyone's wondering, like, oh, is this Yoda's love child? Maybe with Yaddle? Is this a clone? And I was very intrigued by that. So I took a deep dive into, okay, if he's a clone, how would that work? Would it make sense? I tracked the years, Steph Sabra, and there's an article on AfterBuzz TV's main website all about this that I got the privilege to write with the help of Michael Klaus. Shout out to the only MC. And it basically, I'll sum it up like this.
please.
There's a theory that Baby Yoda, that Yoda himself in Attack of the Clones, Episode 2, when Obi-Wan went to Kamino, the cloning planet, Steph, to get to see what happened, like follow Jango Fett, he became aware that Master Sifo-Dyas, who we covered last week on Character Corner, ordered an army of clones for the Republic. Now, Obi-Wan left the planet in pursuit of Jango Fett, and later in that movie, they're on Geonosis, and they're like at this courtyard, they're all about to die, all the Jedi are there, and in comes the clone army to save the day, with none other than Yoda, meaning that
Great
Yoda
moment.
had to go to the clone planet of Kamino to pick them up.
What?
He had to be there, so we know he'd been there, right?
Yes.
How many years have passed in Attack of the Clones?
How many?
From between Attack of the Clones and The Mandalorian, it's about 25 to 28 years, somewhere in between there. Now we know Baby Yoda's 50.
Yes.
So that doesn't add up. except it might. Because clones age twice the speed as a regular being. That's why they can make a entire army in half a lifetime rather than one, said the Kaminoan. So, this article, we track the years. 25 times 2.
What does that give you?
50 years. Math. It adds up. I think Baby Yoda
Baby
Clona is a clone. And that's the theory.
Wow, right.
It adds up, people. You just cannot deny the math, the science.
Wow, right. Let me just readjust.
Adjust your headset.
Right.
Thanks. Steph.
Impressed by your math.
I
Impressed
took
by
it.
your investigatory skills.
I was like Obi-Wan looking for Django.
Whoa. Honestly, not a bad theory, my friend.
Not a bad theory. How do we feel about that? Would you be cool with it being a clone? Because there's been all this talk of like, is Rey a clone? Is the Darth Rey and the Dark Rey in the trailer for Red Skywalker a clone? Like, is there too much potential cloning going on? And do you think it matters just how it's done, or are you just opposed to it in general?
I am not the biggest fan of cloning. I think that if Rey is a clone, I will be disappointed. I think that's kind of easy.
Yeah.
If he is a clone, this being, I don't know. I think it's a great theory, but it might be the only way it makes sense.
Right.
It doesn't, unless there's a whole planet that we've missed out on with a bunch of these midichlorian heavy species.
Yeah, force-capable species. I am very mixed on this. I think it's a really cool theory, and I also think it's awesome.
Because you made it up.
Yes, I definitely tracked it and figured all that out beat by beat. But I am a little cautious when it comes to, cloning's like, that's a big choice.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't
it's like
explain
time travel. It's a big choice.
It is a big choice, and I think it's a big choice if that's essential to the narrative. If that is the case, and they don't really address it, like maybe we don't find out where he came from and it's always a mystery, but that is the actual root, that's the cause, like we might find it out in some other way, shape, or form, that I'd be all right with. But if it's like, it just might confuse people. Like, even though this article very clearly explains it all, it's very hard to follow. If I'm just a casual Star Wars viewer, I'm going to be confused by this.
Yeah, especially with the whole years thing.
Right.
A casual Star Wars viewer in no way would know clones age twice as fast.
Exactly.
There's just no way.
And just how did Yoda get cloned? Like, they didn't show it, so it's just really hard to explain it.
And the only way Yoda's getting cloned is by choice. There's just
Baby Yoda is a clone.
I think we need to make a music video out of this song.
I think we do too, and it's just us hugging stuffed animal Baby Yodas, which tragically are not going to hit the shelves by Christmas because they wanted to keep it a secret.
Oh, but they could have had them ready.
No, they could have had them ready. I think they just
Did they just not know that this was going to be the biggest phenomena that's hit?
I think they low-key knew, but there's already Yoda plush. Anyway, we're getting off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd be all right with if he is a clone, but it definitely depends on how they do it.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you for your theory, Ryan.
That was the theory.
Well, we're wrapping up now, and we just have one more segment.
One more segment since we have like a few more minutes. I did want to just pose one thing out there real quick.
Pose it.
So we had an awesome guest in yesterday.
Oh, yes, let's talk about it.
And Jeff actually helped produce the show. It was Acting Class Weekly on the AfterBuzz TV main channel with Roxy Stryer and John Whalen. And it was it's Daniel. Jeff, help me with the pronunciation of his last name. Daniel
Roebuck. And Ryan,
Roebuck.
would you say it was a nice little spot with Daniel?
Absolutely. He's an awesome spot.
I missed that drop earlier, so
We
I
did
wanted
miss
to get
that.
it
That was
into
our
the show.
TV spot drop.
Yeah.
spot.
Maybe shoehorned it in a little bit. But yeah, we had Daniel Roebuck on yesterday. If you don't think you know Daniel Roebuck, you're wrong, because you definitely do. He has 250 credits on television.
Whoa.
And that's projects. So some of those include like 30-episode runs. He is truly one of the most prolific actors, and so many references for this guy. He's in Revenge of the Fallen.
Not Revenge of the Fallen.
Fall of the Order.
Jedi Fallen. This guy.
There he is.
I'm sorry.
This guy.
There he is.
His latest credit is the video game Jedi Fallen Order, which came out last week. PS4, Xbox, all of the above.
You were doing so well until I had to do with Star Wars.
And then, wow. But yes, Daniel Roebuck. So I had the privilege of talking with him briefly afterwards, telling him about our little show. And he did express some interest. So there's a chance we might get Daniel to come in and talk about Jedi Fallen Order. He plays a pilot in the story of the show, and he's a pretty prominent role. So I'd be really interested to get to hear more about Jedi Fallen Order.
That would be just wonderful if you came here. We would love to house you once again.
We would love to have him.
We would love that. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. That is exciting. And I've heard some good things about the game. I heard it's difficult, but it's fun and it's exciting.
I've heard it's very difficult, but that sometimes games that are so difficult and aren't easy make you just want to play them even longer just to get past the next level.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of comparisons to Dark Souls, so I cannot wait. And yeah, that's about it with Fallen Order.
Awesome. Shall we wrap this up with some words of wisdom?
Let it be, Adele. Let it be, Adele. Okay? Shout out to Adele. Today's quote.
Shout out to Adele.
Shout out to Adele. Real quick. So today's quote, sticking on this Baby Yoda trend, we're going to have a Yoda quote.
There's literally nothing else that matters other than Baby Yoda. So
nothing else matters, people. This is from The Empire Strikes Back. The quote is, "A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, but never for attack." And I just want to have everyone in the chat today, and all the Star Wars fandom, really think about that for a second. It's knowledge and defense, but never attack. So if you're mad about the Yoda theories, the cloning, if you're mad about how hard Jedi Fallen Order is, or that the TV spot didn't show Kylo Ren enough, or that his mask doesn't look like glue, or that it looks like paint.
Mad about that?
Just use the power, the Force, for knowledge and defense, not attack. Keep it in.
I love that.
Those are the words of wisdom.
I love that.
Let it be.
Knowledge, baby. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
well,
power.
It's been another great week.
Yes.
I will see you tomorrow for The Mandalorian. I hope, please, Disney Plus, release that at 11.
I know.
I just want to see it at night, please. I don't like seeing it in the morning. I love seeing it in the morning, but I'd rather see it at night. I think we all would.
We would much prefer the nighttime release.
Yeah, it's just, it goes with the show better. But
Please.
Until tomorrow.
Yes.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at Ryan Nilsen, RYNILSEN on Twitter, and at Ryan Nilsen _ on Instagram. How about you, Steph Sabra?
I'm Steph Sabra, aka Chewbacca's long lost daughter. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Steph Sabra. And Chewie,
Get us out of here.
Producers Maria
Welcome to
Menounos,
Popcorn
Kevin Undergaro,
Talk,
and
featuring
the entire
movies.
Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.